I never get a chat. Ideally, I want to catch a chat and see what they want to chat to, right?
Okay.
So it's our experiment right now in our kind of way. So yeah.
What's live? Marcel, conversation of
So
Belize. I get it because I follow you, so I get it.
Yeah. All right. So we're actually live right now. Well, wait a little while and see how people will get on. Yeah. So far, subscriber levels, I got like 534 subscribers, right, and growing. So we're hoping that we could cut some of these people online.
Yeah.
And talk about the situation in Belize, right? And kind of update, and we noticed something that majority of the people taking lead in the country that either the media group or the politicians to share information. So this kind of give we a chance to say, all right, we share a part of what the local people they feel, right?
Exactly. We share what is on the ground as it relates to citizens.
Yeah. So we'll wait and see. We'll wait a couple minutes, see if we'll get some people on, so we could get some feedback.
So presently we're live. We're live right now.
Yeah, we're live right now for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, man. Because I mean, I think the situation here in Belize, we have actually one task force.
Mm-hmm.
One task force right now that's on the ground actually.
Yeah. I just read an article through a small news piece through PGTV too about people at San Marcos.
Yeah.
And they react right now, and because we have a bunch of people coming in from San Pedro now into the Toledo district now, catching bus and want to go home. And we do understand the sentiments of them wanting to return to their families, but probably not the best idea, right, at this time.
Yeah. Actually, the alcaldes also, they are also, in it to actually to help, better off the situation. I mean, the village as far as what's his village name with the creek, Blue Creek. Yeah, as far as they're calling in, the task force saying that people, from San Pedro are entering and they're concerned. So they're also putting measures in place to self-isolate the people, using some centers and so on. So that's a good thing. It's a plus for us, no?
All right. And well, part of this little conference that we're having this evening definitely will be recorded. It will be online after this. So for people to review, no?
Yeah.
So I guess we could start the conversation off and start talk about the situation in Belize, and specifically in Toledo. What are your views? And you're joined. Just for people who don't know, my name is Marcel Palma. Right? I go by Bapplay, and we're joined here with Mr. Franklin Polonio, right, a co-worker of mine, and we just want to share with you our views on the whole Corona or COVID-19, to use the official name, right? Situation. Yeah, AKA Cranker, right, in the house. Yeah, so I'll have Cranker share with us his views. So go ahead, Mr. Franklin.
The situation on the ground right now in Toledo district is one of great concern. As you know, worldwide, this virus have people in fear. And people, we're feeling the effects here in Toledo also. But the good thing here is that I see people are taking heed to the warnings by the Ministry of Health. No, just out and about today in the town, I've already seen people wearing masks. The Chinese shops, they are putting in measures as to let people 5 people at a time.
Yeah.
But what is a little bit of concern is that, yes, people are 5 at a time in the stores, but outside there's a long line. And of course, they're not 6 feet apart. you know.
Yeah.
And you want to say something?
No, no, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah. Also, there is a task force in place that constitutes of different personnel from the Punta Gorda Town Council, along with the police officers, BDF officers, the NEMO, and also doctors,
Yeah.
like Dr. Luz Legra. She's doing an excellent job, man. I must commend her, along with Dr. Ere, and of course, the police officers, the OC, Mr. Ak, along with the deputy OC, Mr. Ferfino, and of course the mayor and town councillors and different people. They're doing a splendid job.
Yeah.
We actually have been getting report, live at the moment. If there's any concern or any issue, is addressed in the WhatsApp group, and the WhatsApp group, actually the police officers or the people in charge go out and of course, try to remedy whatever situation that is. One situation that was out this morning is that there were a lot of people at the banks, churches still happening. They had to go and disperse the crowd a couple of times,
Oh, really?
but of course, it's a cause for concern as it relates to the police officers also. They're undermanned here in Punta Gorda, and of course we have a wide district.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you. And even the police officers going out, they have to take precaution too, because remember now you're fighting against a virus, right? And so I know we expect that they'll be on the front line, but you're
Right.
tackling a virus, so you have to be safe too. You have to make sure they cover their faces,
Right.
Imagine, because we don't know who is carrying the virus. And you said it right
That,
in saying that um, this morning at the bank, people, they're letting two or three people inside, but the crowd is all packed up outside, right? Which
exactly.
kind of doesn't serve the purpose for it. So
Yeah.
I guess it's educating the public, and it is a learning experience, I'm sure, for everyone moving forward. No, so um, PG, Toledo, Belize. I heard the good doctor say that we are ready, right? Um, it was not uh, well, the kind of situation was that we didn't want the COVID-19 here, but we knew that it was coming anyway, right? And that happened today. And I just launched a video yesterday talking about how good we are in combating
Yeah.
this so far. And
Right.
Belize
Right.
was that one speck on the map in terms of our country that didn't have the COVID-19. Of course, that was confirmed this morning by the Prime Minister himself. No, um, let's talk about the impacts on jobs, right?
No.
So what's your view of the impacts on jobs for people in
Yeah.
Belize or worldwide?
For me, Brother Bob, I feel that times are coming ahead. Rough times
Yeah.
actually. Right now, um, as I've heard that the tourism industry is about to, of course, lay off, about 50% of their workers.
Mm-hmm.
If you notice right now, things are at a halt.
Mm-hmm.
If you, of course, stop the flights, they will take a hit also. So you can imagine the amount of airliners, air hostess, or whosoever that will be laid off also because of
Yeah.
those multi-billion dollars company. And if they stop coming in, if they stop, entering Belize, of course, the tourists, of course, will stop, in the tourism sector.
Yeah.
If you look at it also, you have the enterprises, for example, I have a colleague who bake cake actually, and of course,
Mm-hmm.
like she mentioned, she's taking a hit, and that's not even her livelihood basically.
Yeah.
It's something on the side, and of course, people stop by cake, and of course, if you look at it, gas stations, if it's at a halt, gas stations also won't even be selling gas.
Yeah.
The movement, and of course,
Well, yeah, okay, we're stopping movement anyway, so I believe the price of gas
exactly.
might go up, but I might go down
Mhm.
actually,
Actually,
because of less
maybe
consumption.
it's a good thing,
Yeah.
but also a bad thing because bad in terms of countries who depend on gas,
Yeah.
who sell gas, of course, they'll take hits,
Yeah, but I do agree with you. A country like us, and we're pretty much dependent on tourism.
Right.
We're kind of a big part of the service industry, and so places like San Pedro, Kikaka, Placencia,
Right.
Toledo for us, Cayo, right,
Hmm.
do depend a lot on tourism, and all those places now have to close down, and
Exactly.
the employers now have to decide, and employees have to decide what happens next, right? So it's one of the unknown zones, and I know I've been saying this over and over. This is something that we never thought would happen in our lifetime, to see
Exactly.
a virus spread from one country or from one area all around the world, right? And it reminds me of a documentary I was watching from Bill Gates, when he said that this was something we were not ready for, and that it was supposed we were supposed to start the process of getting ready for a
Right.
pandemic like this. Right?
Right. And
So
it's very serious, Rob.
yeah, one of the main
Very,
thing I noticed, uh, and I know you'll agree with me, is that there is no plan for something like this. Uh,
of
in the
course.
workforce, in government, at schools, and I can reflect back on our own school where we do planning for um, situations that might happen: an earthquake, a tsunami, a hurricane, somebody comes at campus, right? But when you watch it, there is no real plan for a pandemic, right?
Right.
And
Right.
so this means now that the employers now have to look at that aspect, right? That what happens if there's a pandemic that breaks out again, and for sure it will happen again, right? Um,
Exactly.
but it means that more people in the workforce and also at school will have to start doing this, where they'll become more dependent on the technology in order to get the information across. Right? So they'll,
I believe also that, good things will come out of this,
yeah,
um, in terms of maybe after this, countries will be trying to make the internet, the cyber world
yeah.
a priority,
Yeah, for
you
sure, for
know.
sure. I can see in Belize now, and if it doesn't happen, something is wrong. In
Right.
terms of Digicel and the other ISP pushing internet more into the villages and into homes where people don't necessarily or didn't necessarily have internet before, because the trend will now be that we'll have to have our workers at least practice to work from home, and also have our students practice to work from home too, because it's a job for them, right? It
Exactly.
also means
Exactly.
that parents now become teachers, right? And so for parents who are not used to having the child at home, this might be a strenuous 2 weeks for them, right?
One of the, as it relates to job, one of the things that makes me, think um, very hard and long and makes, my heart ache is
Mm.
that now you have a lot of single parents, of course, women and of course, mothers, who are the breadwinners of their family.
Yeah,
How we go about, helping these people in terms of getting them eat and and live
yeah,
without any job. I mean, sometimes I want to, I don't have enough evidence, but I want to say sometimes maybe this could be, something, a biological weapon. But I won't go there for right now.
yeah.
you know.
The conspiracies,
Right, right, right,
yeah, the
right,
conspiracies theory. Yeah.
right.
But on another serious note, I know that recently they locked up a whole amount of people there in Belize City to kind of take down the crime rate, or all the killing that is happening in the city. Um, with this virus here, some of those criminal elements in on the street, um, some will be let back out in 30 days, no jobs, people being laid off. Think about
Hmm.
what the crime rate will be
Right,
a couple
right,
months from now, especially
right,
like what you mentioned, people needing to put food in their mouth,
right,
right?
right.
So, what can we do as a society to assist, or to prepare for things like that? The
I think like,
tats.
hmm.
It's a tough
And
one, right?
right, it's tough, but
Yeah,
I see, like, I listened to the news earlier. The prime minister is making, um, some deal with the social security, and of course we have people, we have enterprises like BL, we have BEL that's giving $1 million each, according
yeah,
to what I heard on the news, no. So hopefully that they devise some plan to look at, these people, and of course try to help them in any way they can. you know. And one more thing I want to touch on, Map, is
Mm-hmm.
that if you look at China also, this
Mm-hmm.
whole issue with the coronavirus started in China.
Yeah,
Um,
Wuhan.
China was at a standstill for about 30 days or so,
Yeah,
or 2 weeks or so. So if China should be the number one manufacturing country in the world, so I could predict that maybe tough times are ahead for Belize
no,
and
very.
other nations, because if they're in charge of making food, then there's a backlog.
Yeah, I agree
It's a
too.
backlog.
Yeah,
So later on, we see shortage is of of food, and of course, this will have impacts, like you said. I mean, the criminals, of course,
mm,
um, they don't have any ways, to get money because of the economy, you know.
yeah,
So this affects not only the lives of people health wise, but man, it's across the board,
yeah. Question. Do you
you know.
think we'll see a center, what we consider normalcy again?
Huh. I think that we will, but it will take a while, because I have read history that the 1918
And Spanish,
epidemic also
yeah,
was you
Spanish
know
flu.
Spanish flu,
Yeah,
exactly, and we took a while to recover.
yeah,
And I don't believe I believe that the economy worldwide will take a dip. I was watching the stock market the other day. Um, it took the worst hit,
yeah,
the greatest hit ever,
yeah.
actually, in like less than a month.
Yeah, so all the good things that Trump was bragging about in terms of raising the economy in the U.S., that is now taking a hit, and so
Right,
it's like walking backwards, right?
right.
But like you mentioned, some of the good things that might come out of this, and I'm hoping we see it now, and there's a shift in how we do things in Belize. Is that one? I realized that we do import a lot of stuff, right?
Exactly.
And so
Right, right.
we we have to start producing our own. We have all of this land, all of this lush forest, all this rich soil, right?
Right,
That we could be using to become self sufficient. So in that sense, then we could have actually closed off our border earlier, right?
right,
Or
right.
not rely so much on tourism, right? And become more of a self sufficient country. There's a question from Mrs. Palma. Oh, she says she's calling this nuclear war. That was predicted. All right. And then, of course, I have Mr. Moore tuned in, right?
Right, right. You see, people also believe the same, but
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of conspiracy out there now as to what is going on, but the truth of the matter is that whatever is happening is here, and that's the reality on the ground, and we have to deal with the reality, right? And I reflect back on how people react to this thing, and I look at everybody scrambling today,
yes, man.
and it shows how much we don't take things serious.
Seriously, true.
Um, there's a similar situation. Italy was in the same situation, and there's a similar trend happening in Jamaica, which is essentially a small piece of land also, but people are not adhering to some of the regulations that are being issued out by the government. And
Especially young people, no?
especially young people
Right,
feel like they're Superman, and you know,
right,
when,
right.
but it was amazing to see people scramble today to try to figure out, and they're scrambling without thinking, because one of the main things that could assist us is just the social distancing and people staying at home, right? That's the
Right, right.
major thing. So this disease or this virus plays itself out and disappears from Belize again, and then we put in better measures as to how we can keep it out, right?
Exactly.
So again, we're just asking and we're pleading to the people in Toledo, people in Belize, people listening to this worldwide. You know, the main thing is to stay home, a little bit of isolation, right? It's just for a little while until we can figure things out.
Exactly. I mean, social distancing will help in minimizing the spread.
Miss Mrs.
Imagine
Hold on,
I will.
let me read the comment here from Mrs. Palmer. She's tuned in. say the war of the races, the struggle for power, right? It says our global economy is as a result of this war, and climate change is manifesting itself, right?
Deep,
Climate
deep.
change, right?
Right.
Deep. So climate change and people change. Economical war, they call it, right? Um, think about a month, 2 months down the road. Imagine we recover from this pandemic like other countries will, right?
Yeah.
Um, do you think things will change for Belize in terms of the health sector? And I'll throw this out there, right? Because in a sense, we do the same thing that in government that our people does on the ground, meaning that we have a lot of our health system, a lot of our hospitals that are not equipped with some of the basic things that should have been there before, right? But
Mhm,
now
mhm.
this is the time we horrifying the money and we put it in at the hospital now because we need it, right? Hopefully, this is not just a band-aid effect, right? And it could be something good could come out of it and have better healthcare service for our people, right? And again, look at the example of other countries where now they figure out that you know what, our hospitals are not enough to service, let's say, 1,000 people at one
Right,
time,
right.
right? Based on population. So
You know,
we're hoping that we can have an improved health service after this. The people in power look at it, look at the spending, and invest a little bit more into the health service. Reflecting back on Cuba, Cuba sending doctors to assist us, sending doctors all around the world to assist with what they could, right? Um,
yeah.
Ways to say Belize can't do things like that, right? But we'll continue to just encourage people to stay home, stay hydrated, try to not get in contact with too many people at this time, be safe, right? Think about
Right,
you and your family first,
right,
right?
right.
As opposed to running out there and trying to figure out what's happening. And I know propaganda is heavy, right? And I see it all over social media. Some people are still joking about the whole situation, and then they run like crab when things hit the fan. But yeah, um,
Right. What really touched me was when the prime minister from Italy, with tears in his eyes,
yeah,
saying that we have done everything we could do on earth.
yeah,
The divine God, please help us.
yeah,
That's when you know that this disease, this virus is serious, and that
yeah,
that the amount of people catching it, the country cannot keep up with it. And that's when you have deaths like what, 400 and something deaths in 24 hours.
yeah.
I watched over US also that 100 deaths in 24 hours in US, and that is a result of people not staying at home, people not doing social distancing, that's a result.
That's true. That's true. That's true. So now we're 22 minutes in. Any final words for our people? The conversation will continue, so we won't stop here. But know that this is our means of communicating now, Mr. Franklin.
Right, right. I Mr. Marcel,
Right.
Palma.
So
Right.
hopefully we can have the conversation. We can invite more people in to the conversation. Right. I'm actually using a software called Zoom, that is used for meetings, and so I can allow as much people as possible into the conversation. Right. So any final words, closing words?
My parting words, is that people of Belize, people of Punta Gorda, and Toledo district, let's take heed and of course listen. Not only just just take it as something for granted, or a reach out. Let's listen and take heed. We have seen what this virus has been doing to different parts of the world. Italy, France, we have seen that. Come on, if that reaches our nation, I could bet that Belize will be off the map. Think about your family. Think about your friends, your loved ones. Come on, imagine you are sick, and you go off by yourself. Your family won't be able to see you. Or maybe let's reverse it. You know, your baby, your child, your husband, your wife. Imagine they go off by
Yeah.
themselves, and you can't go see them because they won't let you.
Yeah.
That's not going to send them off. So let's take heed, man. Let's
Yeah.
take heed. Right.
Right. And this is the beginning phase, and I something that's done to me that we have this case um, from San Pedro,
Pedro,
and
right?
then you're hearing all this now that people are scattering out from San Pedro. When what I would like to ask is that if you know that you were in that area as of Thursday from last week, man, please go get tested just to check if you have the coronavirus or not, so that you
If
could,
you were around those
yeah,
people, of course.
if you are around those people, just so you can help
Right. Mm-hmm.
us as a country,
Mm-hmm.
to stop the spread of the virus. Because
Exactly.
one is enough for us. We don't want it, we don't want more than one.
Of
Yeah.
course, you know,
But the truth is that more people might have been infected, and we know that,
infected. Truth,
right?
truth.
But these people need to come out and assist so that, it sounds weird that you have to have the police department and the health department chasing behind you to conduct a test that will benefit you,
Right? And
right?
your nation,
So,
your loved one.
right? So that's, I mean, my parting word is, guys, be safe. If you know that you're a part of um, that area during the outbreak, of course, get tested to ensure that you're okay, and so that the other people around you can be okay and can be safe around you also. Good. So, Mr. Franklin, thanks for being here tonight. Right? I'm hoping that we can have this conversation again tomorrow or the day after, right? And we can
Right.
continue the conversation on the channel. And again, it's just to kind of talk to the people, let the people know what's happening in Toledo, what's happening in Belize, right? And of course, continue to spread the good word. No?
Right. Right.
Yeah. All right. And thanks for being here. Saying good night.
Night.
Peace.
Peace out.
Stay safe, man.
Yeah.